My name is Lorraine Casey. My husband's name is Marvin Casey. In 1960, we took our 2 children and went to India to become missionaries. My husband became a superintendent of the mission when Reverend Fred Clothy retired. We had been studying the Tamil language for 2 years with an Indian tutor who came to our home 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. Our children were sent to an American boarding school in the mountains of South India, where it was so nice and cool. Anyway, I had taught Brenda first grade before she went to the boarding school. I tried to teach Wayne first grade, but he couldn't sit still. He just wanted to play. He and Brenda both enjoyed playing with the Indian children, and the Indian children loved playing with our children and their American toys. Our children learned Tamil more quickly than us as they played with the Indian children. I was a nurse and worked part-time in the mission dispensary with an Indian nurse. We spent 11 years in India. The Indian government was gradually keeping out and sending out missionaries. Our mission directed Marvin to begin turning the work over to the nationals. When we left India in 1972, 3 missionary ladies continued with the work for several more years. Barbara White, who lives now in Carter House, was one of them. She was a nurse, and sometimes we worked together. We used to go out to the villages, to the schools, and give worm mixture. When we left India, there were 35 churches pastored by Indians in our mission, and 15 schools with Indian teachers paid by the government. The 13 village schools were for grades 1 through 5. Guindy and Velachery schools, which were closer to the city of Madras, had grades 1 through 8. The teachers in all the schools were Indian, and there were 35 churches pastored by Indians. The missionaries spoke in the churches when invited, and they went out and visited in the homes of the people during the week. They also visited and witnessed in Hindu homes, conducted a Bible school for young men and women to be pastors and Bible women. Joy Hollis started a Christian library in a suburb of Madras in which the Indians worked. The mission had a printing press sent out from the United States many years before. They printed materials for the mission. The mission also had carpenters who kept up the buildings. My husband pastored 5 churches for a few years, going to a different church each Sunday and serving communion. The other pastors did the same. Each one had 5 churches because there weren't enough to go around. And the other Sundays, the churches were conducted by the local school headmasters because the churches met in the schools at first. Since we left India, some young Indian pastors have reached out to other parts of India, establishing churches, boarding hostels, and boarding school for handicapped children and youth. They are still receiving financial help from our denomination. Our American churches have mission groups we call WHFM, Women's Home and Foreign Mission, who have been meeting once a month and collecting offerings to help with the work in India and other countries. Since the COVID-19 virus started, they are not able to meet regularly, but we do need to keep sending money to the churches to help the mission work in India, where they also have the virus. India is a very large country, and many people are very poor. Our mission groups are collecting money for what they call Bread of Life, and right now we are conducting what we call Penny Crusade, our annual special offering to raise money for missions. Bread of Life says they can serve 100 meals with $70. If you wish to contribute, please send your check to the church office and specify it for Penny Crusade.